Hey y'all, my name's Merritt. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing the third installment in my Enneareads series where I read like an Enneagram 3. So if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen the Enneareads series before, it is a reading vlog series where I read like each of the 9 Enneagram types, and today we're focusing on number 3. And so if you want to catch up on this reading vlog series, I will link the playlist in the cards as well as in the description for you to check out. I highly recommend going to watch 1 and 2 before you watch 3. That just makes sense to me because we were doing my entire journey to see which Enneagram do I actually think I am based on these book recommendations and activities recommended to each type. And if you don't know what the Enneagram is, it is essentially a personality assessment where you take a quiz and you are given one of 9 numbers. And this number basically tells you your strengths, your weaknesses, and how to better respond to certain situations. So I'm just going to dive right into this and tell y'all all about the Enneagram 3. And I am nervous for this video in particular because I actually think that I might be an Enneagram 3. So the tagline of the 3 is the achiever, and I definitely strive for achievement in my everyday life. I mean, since this pandemic has started, it has definitely been a bit of a change for me. I'm not as motivated to do things anymore, but I definitely strive for achievement and success in everything that I do. Very much a perfectionist, which is the Enneagram 1, which is another one that I tested very high for. So this could be a very interesting reading vlog because I actually might be seen here. Anyways, let me just read you guys a description that I found off the internet. 3s are self-assured, attractive, and charming. Ambitious, competent, and energetic, they can also be status-conscious and highly driven for advancement. They are diplomatic and poised, but can also be overly concerned with their image and what others think of them. They typically have problems with workaholism and competitiveness. At their best, they're self-accepting, authentic, everything they seem to be, role models who inspire others. Their basic fear is of being worthless. Their basic desire is to feel valuable and worthwhile. Their key motivations are to want to be affirmed, to distinguish themselves from others, to have attention, to be admired, and to impress others. So I don't obviously want to admit that I see myself in an Enneagram 3 because that admits seeing these weaknesses too, but I think that itself is a good indicator that I do feel seen by this Enneagram because a lot of the weaknesses that they talked about, I definitely feel that I can relate to. I definitely worry about what others think of me, and I definitely worry about how things are gonna play out, and I definitely understand the need for achievement. Is that my sole motivation? No, I think that I am mostly driven by creativity and coming up with ideas and concepts that inspire me, not inspire achievement, but I definitely don't mind achievement, if you know what I'm saying. I think it is something that is important to me because, of course, you want to feel successful. You want to feel like you're actually doing things that matter, and having numbers reflect that or having achievement that reflects that definitely is important to me because it's definitely a key motivator for me. But at the end of the day, I also think about it and I'm like, no, that's not everything that I care about. When I am recognized for something, I automatically like turn into like a turtle shell and I'm like, no, please don't look at me. Please don't give me attention. So I don't know if I'm driven by attention. I'm very confused, honestly, if I am an Enneagram 3 because yes, I want achievement and yes, I want success, but when I actually get it, I get scared. I don't know how to explain myself, but like I think that I'm capable and I think that I can do great things and I think that I can be successful, but then when I look at it, I'm like, oh, am I actually doing this correctly? And whatever avenue I'm doing it, I'm like, I don't want it anymore. Like, please take it away from me. So I don't know, I'm very conflicted, and hopefully these book recommendations and these activities in this vlog will make me feel more capable of understanding what Enneagram type I am and see if I can actually accept that I am an Enneagram 3 or admit that I'm not an Enneagram 3. So let's quickly talk about the books that I'm going to be reading in this reading vlog. So in my Enneagram 1 and my Enneagram 2 video, I actually did react on camera to find what books that I wanted to read, but I've decided just to cut that portion out and find the book recommendations ahead of time, so that is going to be the format moving forward. But I am going to include the video explanation or the blog post explanation as to why each book was selected for that Enneagram type. So the first book that I'm going to be reading for this reading vlog is the Bromance Book Club, and here's a quick explanation as to why this was chosen for that Enneagram.
I think you might like it because both characters are very success driven and very ambitious and have big dreams and goals and will stop at nothing to achieve them. And so I think that that might be a very inspiring thing to see two people who are learning to accept that they are whole and they are special just as they are, and that they do not have to be successful to be full, complete people.
After finishing the Bromance Book Club, I'm going to be picking up Station 11, and here's a quick explanation as to why this book was chosen for the Enneagram 3.
It is very inspiring, but it also reminds you as you're reading it to appreciate the things around you and appreciate all the things in life that are not directly related to achieving a goal.
So those are the two books that I'm going to be reading in this reading vlog. I'm super excited, but obviously super nervous because I'm just scared I'm gonna have to face reality here and understand my strengths and weaknesses and if I'm an Enneagram 3. So this vlog will definitely be an interesting one, and I'll talk to y'all in just a second when I have some thoughts on my first book for this reading vlog, which will be the Bromance Book Club. Hi guys, so I am now halfway through my first book for this reading vlog, the Bromance Book Club. So the Bromance Book Club has a very interesting concept. So it follows a man named Gavin and his wife, Thea. And Gavin and Thea are on the brink of a divorce. And so to remedy this, Gavin is trying to win his woman back, and he decides to join a bromance book club where they talk about romance books and hopefully resolve their marital issues with the advice from the men in the books. So it's definitely an interesting premise, and so far I am enjoying it. I think that the bromance book club aspect of it is very quirky, very fun. It's making me laugh out loud a lot. But I also am kind of sad because I feel like we're not in the bromance book club setting a lot. I feel like this book is very much focused on Gavin and Thea's relationship, which is fine. It's just not my thing though. I don't really like suburban books. I don't really like reading about the average day life between two grown adults trying to work out their marriage. Like, that just doesn't appeal to me in general. But I will say, I actually understand why this might have been recommended to an Enneagram 3. I think that Thea is a perfect example of an Enneagram 3 because of how she responds to Gavin wanting to fix their marriage. She is so annoying though, and that kind of makes me think maybe I am an Enneagram 3 because I'm self-identifying with Thea, and I'm like, you're so annoying because I am you, why aren't you responding to the situation differently? So Thea is very against resolving her marriage with Gavin. She's like, I don't want this to work. She agrees to try and fix their marriage and to not get a divorce. Her and Gavin make like this pact agreement, which is so stupid to me because I'm like, girl, if you're gonna agree to do something, then actually try. Like, she is not trying one bit, which is the most frustrating part. She's very much just deflecting and turning away from the situation, which is what I think an Enneagram 3 would do in this kind of situation. So I definitely understand why it's recommended to a 3, and I'll definitely explain more of my thoughts on that when I've actually finished the book. But so far, I think my thoughts are Thea's annoying. I like the concept. It's funny. But I don't know if I love this book. I think if I had to rate it right now, I would give it a 3-star. It's a quick read. I think it's enjoyable for what it is. I'm flying through the audiobook. It's only like 9.5 hours long. So definitely a very, very fast read. And I think if the premise interests you, it's cute, it's fluffy, it's a little bit of a feel-good moment, and I'm sure things are going to work out very nicely by the end. So I'm excited to see how everything gets resolved. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. I'll tell you guys more of my thoughts and feelings when I've actually finished the book. So because this is an Enneareads vlog, of course I have to do some activities and things inspired by the Enneagram 3. So I did look on the internet, and I am going to attempt to make a smoothie in this video because apparently Enneagram 3 should have a smoothie for breakfast. I definitely don't ever have smoothies, but I used to make them all the time my freshman year in college, like every single morning. That was my jam. So maybe it'll re-inspire me to start healthy living again. Because Enneagram 3s were also recommended to do group exercise or yoga. Do I want to do either of those? No, but I did just buy a yoga mat with the intention of actually doing yoga, but I'm not very good at being consistent with it. That's what I'll say. So I'm either going to try and exercise with a group of people on FaceTime, or I'm going to do yoga and I'll film that for you guys. Oh my gosh, I don't want to film that. Another thing I definitely want to do this week is watch Schitt's Creek, which is not typically like what you would think I would do in these videos, but I've started to branch out my Google searches, found this list of recommendations for TV shows for each Enneagram type. So I actually watched the first episode of Schitt's Creek a couple weeks ago with my boyfriend. I'm going to visit him right now. So I thought it would be really fun just to watch a couple episodes and see maybe why this was recommended to Enneagram 3s. So at this moment in time, those are my activities that I have planned. I might change it up a little bit. We'll see. But yeah, I am going to go finish the Bromance Book Club, and I'll tell you guys what I thought of it in just one second. Hi y'all, I look atrocious, but I just got a Starbucks drink. I got the sweet cream cold brew, which I've never had before, but it was recommended off that list that I used last time for which Starbucks drink I should have based off my Enneagram. So let's try it. Ooh, I kind of like it. This might be a new drink selection that I have because it's sweet, but it's not too sweet. So definitely a hit. And I also got a plant-based breakfast sandwich, which I've never had here before, but I was hungry, so I had to get something to eat. Hi y'all, so I have now finished my first book for this reading vlog, which was the Bromance book club, and I have thoughts on this. So first, let me explain why this was recommended to Enneagram 3s. The recommendation comes from the place that Tia and Gavin are both Enneagram 3s or have qualities of an Enneagram 3. So Thea and Gavin are the main couple in this book, and I can see that they have qualities of a 3 because they are very motivated by success, because Gavin's a Major League Baseball player and then Tia wants to go back to work, back to college, and finally get her degree. So I understand the recommendation. However, I don't know if this is the perfect recommendation for an Enneagram 3 just because I found myself super annoyed by Thea's motivations, but I also did really sympathize with Gavin. So maybe half and half. I would say that Gavin is probably an Enneagram 3, whereas Thea I was super annoyed by, and maybe that's just me projecting and saying I don't want her to be a 3 because I think that I'm going to be a 3 at the end of this experiment. But I'm very sad to say that I gave the Bromance book club 2 stars because Thea pissed me off. I hated her so much. She made me so mad that she never had a reasonable conversation with Gavin. She never wanted to try to make a relationship work. I was just so angry. I wanted to DNF the book at like 90% because I wanted to yell at her for not listening to her husband. It was like, sister, there's a reason why this marriage isn't working, and it's because you're not trying. So why are you mad at him for trying to fix your relationship when you just don't even care about it? Like, if you want to get the divorce, fine, get the divorce, but don't lead him on. Don't do that. Don't tell him he has a chance with you and then don't actually try. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just so frustrating. She made me so mad. I don't want her to be an Enneagram 3, but I'll have to do a little bit more of an analysis. But yeah, Thea made me so angry, so I didn't want to root for the romance the entire time. And so why did I care about the book? I didn't. I thought that the Bromance book club aspect was my favorite part of the book. I thought it was really unique and funny, but I didn't feel like it was a central point of the plot enough to be titled the Bromance book club. I wish we had more scenes with that because that was definitely my favorite part. And yeah, I hated the main relationship. Maybe I just don't like second chance romances, or maybe I don't like second chance romances where the main character doesn't even try, because what's the point of having a second chance romance if there's not going to be effort and energy into it? So now that we've talked about my first read, I want to quickly chat about some of the activities that I've been doing. So I actually got the sweet cream cold brew from Starbucks, not once, but twice. I didn't film myself getting it the second time because I am ashamed of how much I like that drink. It actually might be a new favorite for me. So based on Starbucks drinks, if that's a safe way to determine your Enneagram type, I mean, I could be a 3. If you have not tried the sweet cream cold brew from Starbucks, I definitely recommend it. It was very tasty, but it wasn't overly sweet. If you like sweeter drinks, but don't like super sweet stuff, like you don't want black coffee, but you don't want a caramel macchiato, then try the sweet cream cold brew. I think it might hit the spot for you. I also did watch some Schitt's Creek with my boyfriend all weekend. I think we got to like episode 7 or 8 of the first season. I'm obsessed with it. So far, besides the books, I think that this experiment is going well. The activities for an Enneagram 3 are definitely catered for my personality. And the activities for the rest of the vlog that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to either be doing yoga or group exercise. I will be doing group exercise with some of my friends on FaceTime, and we are basically trying to just revamp our lives, trying to get healthy, and boy, is it hard. We were supposed to work out 3 times last week. Guess how many times I made it? But with me having to vlog it, because that was recommended for an Enneagram 3 to do, I think it might hold me more accountable. That's sad to say that I need a camera on me to actually do stuff, but that's why I love Reading Sprint so much. That's why I love booktube so much. It actually motivates me to read the dang books that I want to read because I have arbitrary goals for myself. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing some sort of workout as recommended by the internet. And then I'm also going to be making a smoothie. I think I have some blueberries and some oat milk, and I'm gonna get some bananas, and we're gonna make a blueberry banana smoothie. So that'll be coming soon, as well as my thoughts on Station 11. So I did actually start this book, but I don't really have that many thoughts on it, so I'll probably give you guys a 50% and 100% update. Right now, I would say that I am enjoying this, but can you really categorize pandemic fiction as enjoyable? I don't think so. I think that the writing is absolutely stunning, and I am really finding myself connecting to the plot of this pandemic novel, which is not good. I think it's definitely the wrong time for me to read this, but right now it's not affecting me mentally to read it. I think I'm like 50 pages in, but so far Emily St. John Mandel has a wonderful writing, and I think that the premise of this is definitely very interesting. It's a very engaging story so far, and I'm excited to continue it. I am gonna go now, and then I'll talk to you guys a little bit when I have more stuff to say, because right now my head's empty. I am now officially halfway through Station 11, and I'm going to keep my thoughts fairly brief because I feel like this is the kind of book that you have to finish to fully understand and to talk about, because right now I'm just confused, but I have a feeling that when I finish this book, I'm gonna know the meaning of life. So right now, very confused. This book has two different timelines. It's following a pre-pandemic world and a post-pandemic world and how it affects people. So it's very, very timely and topical to today. It's definitely interesting because of that. It's seeing how Emily St. John Mandel portrays a pandemic and how it destroys humanity, and also just how it affects it in general, because I can definitely see that actually happening in real life. So there's definitely some interesting parallels. It's a very, very different scenario, but I think I just have to say right now I'm confused, honestly, because it follows two different timelines and I never know when it's jumping between them. I will be spending time with a character and I'll be like, okay, great, we're in the present day pandemic timeline. And then we'll be jumping back, but there's no explanation that we have gone backwards. Like, all I need is a little thing at the top of the chapter saying 10 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, or at least give me the character name that the chapter is following, but the book does not give that, so it is taking me a little bit longer just to read because I'm having to flip back and be like, oh, okay, so this person is in this timeline, that one's in that timeline. So it's definitely a confusing read that I feel like you have to give your full attention to, but I definitely think that it's digestible. At this point, like I said, I don't really understand how it's all going to connect together, but I think that by the end of it, I'm really going to understand it and gain something from it, because everyone seems to love this book that has read it, and I'm really hopeful that I'm going to like it a lot as well, because the pandemic timeline isn't affecting me too much. I think that's all I really have to say about it right now. I like it. I don't really understand why it's recommended to an Enneagram 3 at this point. I can kind of understand it because there is an actor in this book who is very successful and wants to aim for success in everything that he does, and so that might be why this was specifically recommended to a 3, but I'm going to finish this and then I'll tell you guys why I think it's recommended to a 3, if I actually liked it, do I think I'm an Enneagram 3, etc. See you in a second.
I finally know the reason why, yeah. I'm never really satisfied, yeah. Waking up a paradise, yeah, without you by my side. Imagine I walk through your doorway. Imagine skipping all the foreplay. Imagine all the stars in one place. 'Cause you really make me wanna fly. Cross my heart and hope to die. Lonely, you're the reason why I can feel those butterflies when I go to sleep at night.
So I have now officially finished Station 11, and I actually really enjoyed this book. It was confusing, like I said, and I don't think this is going to be a long-term favorite for me, but it just made me really think and reflect, and I really loved that. There was just so many good quotes in here. Let me find my favorite one. And I actually think it really encaptures what an Enneagram 3 is, because it says, first, we only want to be seen, but once we're seen, that's not enough anymore. After that, we want to be remembered. And I think that that quote in particular really encaptures what an Enneagram 3 is about, and it's something that really resonated with me, so I definitely think that this was a great recommendation for an Enneagram 3. I really did feel connected to this, and I would advise you to, know that it is about a pandemic, but I actually think that this has a very hopeful tone to it, so it might be refreshing to read in this time, because it reminds you, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that we're gonna get through this, and that was a message that I really needed to hear right now, and I'm getting emotional about this. Why? Yeah, I gave this one 4 stars. I really liked it, and I am definitely a Emily St. John Mandel fan. I think that she has absolutely beautiful writing, and even if for nothing else, I will continue to pick up her books because of that. So we have made it to the end of the Enneagram 3 video, so we need to chat if I think that I am an Enneagram 3. So I don't want to call it, because based off the 2 different recommendations that I had, I read the Bromance Book Club, which I did not like very much, and I give it 2 stars. But my biggest complaint with that is that Thea, the main character, annoyed me. And I think that she did have a lot of qualities of an Enneagram 3. So that hit a little bit close to home. And also just a lot of quotes in Station 11, I feel like really would resonate with an Enneagram 3. So I would say more than likely this is one of the Enneagrams that I test very highly for. This is one that always shows up on my Enneagram test when I take it at the very top. So in order, I'm going to put Enneagram 3 at the very top of my list, then a 1, and then a 2. But I still think that it's very possible for me to be an Enneagram 1 based on just what they are. They're the perfectionists, and I am very much so a perfectionist in everything that I do. So right now, if I had to guess, I would say I'm either a 3 wing 4. So I'm excited to do my Enneagram 4 video to see how that plays out. Or I'm a 1 wing 9 or a 9 wing 1. I think those are my best guesses right now. And I'm excited to continue to read like each of the 9 Enneagram types. So don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. I am going to be posting 1 Enneareads video per month. That is my goal. So I'll be coming at y'all with reading like an Enneagram 4 sometime in April. And I'm just really, really excited about it. So don't forget to subscribe down below. I post book related content twice a week beyond the Enneareads series. Also like this video if you liked it would really support me and my channel. And that is it, I think. Oh, I also have an Instagram, Twitter, Amazon wishlist, Goodreads, all that good stuff in the description down below. I'm actually currently saving up for a camera right now, and I do have my Ko-fi linked down below. Is it Ko-fi or coffee? I don't know, but I have that linked down below in case you want to support me there. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!